Hey everyone, I'm back. So I'm here in beautiful building 25. And what I want to talk about today is how you can convert your portable class libraries that you were used for sharing code into the brand new .NET Standard libraries, all without losing any of your Git history. It only takes a few minutes, and you're going to benefit by having a larger API service of .NET. It's going to be easier to share across multiple projects, and you'll have a larger compatibility with NuGets and things out there today. It's absolutely awesome. So let's go take a look. All right, so here I am inside of Visual Studio 2017. I have a portable class library here. If I go into properties, we can see I'm targeting these different frameworks. This is the old portable class library, kind of intersection of APIs, had a limited set. It's kind of what we had to work with, and it was great and we loved it, but it's time to move on to .NET Standard libraries, which you can get by doing File, New Project, and as we bring up this, we'll see .NET Standard. There's a class library. I have some bigger fonts on, so it's a little bit weird, but that's how we would create a class library targeting .NET Standard. .NET Standard 2.0 is going to be compatible with UWP, iOS, Android, Mac, Windows, .NET, .NET Core, ASP.NET Core, you name it. It's going to give you a huge API surface to work with. So let's convert this thing. And what I want to show you is that I do have some NuGet packages installed. So I have JSON.NET and xamarin.forms. I have a XAML page with some file nesting and a class here. I could get real advanced if I had like embedded resources, all that stuff, but this is usually what my stuff looks like here. So what I'm going to do first is, since this is using the older CS Proj style, we're going to unload the project. Ba-ding! And we'll see it's unavailable. So we can right click and say edit CS Proj. And inside of here is basically our huge CS Proj. So inside of here we have all of what xamarin.forms had. We had the XAML page, we had some embedded resource stuff inside of here. And what we want to do is just delete it all. Boom, get rid of all of it. We don't need it, basically. And in the blog post, I had a little snippet of code that you want to replace this CS Proj with. So the first thing that we're going to see is it's a project style SDK of .NET. And it's going to be targeting the framework of .NET Standard 2.0. So this is going to tell the build system this is a .NET Standard 2.0 target framework. And then I've added a little sample item group so we can add back our NuGet packages really easily. So let's go ahead and save this. And I'm going to go ahead and reload my project. I'm going to say yes, we'll close it. And we're going to see something change up here. So we're still going to have our properties, but I'm now going to see dependencies in SDK and .NET Standard library. I'm also going to notice that my packages or my page one XAML and stuff are not together. We'll fix that in a second here. And I'm also going to see that I don't have any NuGet packages installed. So if I actually click on this, eventually it'll get very mad because I don't have any of my NuGet packages. So what I'm going to do here is simply open up my packages config. I'm also going to right click now on the library and say edit my library .csproj. And I'm just going to go ahead and put these side by side inside of our IDE. That'll just kind of make it easier when I want to deal with this. So inside this property group, our item group, we can go ahead and add these package references. And this is essentially going to say, what do I want to include? What's the name of the package and the version? So now I can go ahead and just kind of copy this over, copy over my version of Newtonsoft, copy over xamarin.forms, copy that over, and this version as well. There's no need to add any of the target framework stuff. It figures it all out for you automatically. And now we're going to see down here that it's actually restoring my packages, doing all the stuff for me. Boom, my page1.xaml has gone ahead and nested itself. It's smart enough to know that. I have my XAML compilation. Everything is looking great so far. Now we do need to do a few things at this point until we're ready to go. I can now delete my packages config. See ya, we don't need you because everything is in the CS Proj itself. There it is. Additionally, we don't need this assembly info. The assembly information is inside of the actual CS Proj. I can go ahead and delete that as well. Get out of here. I can go ahead and remove this item group if this shows up inside of here. We don't even need it anymore. Save it. And now our packages are looking great. If I was to come into here, we can see all these different items. So you can replace the assembly, the version number, all that stuff. Out of the box, it'll just use the defaults. So it would assign the assembly of my library. It's supposed to be that rules, but the rules of .NET Standard, and we can now build it. And this will package everything up, and I'm pretty sure it's already built. And we now have a library. If I go here and I open it up in the Solution Explorer, we can go and drag this over here. I have a bin, I have a debug, I have a net standard, and I have a DLL, and there we go. I could even right click, I could pack it up into a NuGet if I wanted to, everything from there. But there you go, literally in under 5 minutes, under 4 minutes, something like that, I've taken that PCL project and I've upgraded it over to .NET Standard. There's a bunch of other toggles that you can do. Again, if you have embedded resources or anything else, you might need to tweak with that a little bit. But to be honest, it should mostly just work out of the box. All you got to do is update your package references. And since I'm using the same CS proj over there, if I come over to my GitHub display, we're going to see the CS proj is way different. So obviously that is going to change. And I'm deleting 2 files. I no longer need this stuff. And all of my other files, everything is unchanged because everything is in the same folder. So I didn't lose any GitHub history. Anyways, I hope you found this interesting. Head to my blog, montemagno.com, and follow me on Twitter at JamesMontemagno. And if you want to learn all about this awesome stuff, I'm going to put a link in the show notes below to listen to our podcast, Merge Conflict, where we actually talk about .NET Standards library specifically. So check it out, and thanks for tuning in.